Hey everyone, Tim here. How is it going? Now, I have did a video on my top 10 favorite areas in the state of New Jersey. Now, I am going to do top 10 favorite areas in the state of New York. Now, I'm going to do some of these for future videos. Specific states like Texas, Washington, and etc. But I'm gonna stick with my more or less the state I was raised in, New York. Now, these are 10 areas. If it's a theater, food area, or just a a nice town or whatever. Let's start with number 10, and that is the Stenta movie theater. This was a place where I would go to the theaters. I would go to the theaters maybe every time there was a new movie, we'd go. We'd go and see. If there was nothing for us to do at home, Mom would take us all the time. We seen Lilo and Stitch in theaters. We seen Scooby-Doo in theaters. We've seen Monsters, Inc. in theaters. We've seen The Grinch in theaters. We didn't see Grinch in Distinto. We've seen that in IMAX. But we seen Butterfly Effect. Butterfly Effect. Freddy vs. Jason. Hulk. Those are the times we sneaked into there. But it was a good time. It was a really good time. Spirit. Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I'm going to do a video on that, of all of the movies I've seen in the theaters. Now, Distinta, best popcorn I've ever had. Best cheese. It was this jalapeno cheese. I'm sure you can get it from anywhere, but it was such a distinctive taste for both popcorn. The way they made the popcorn, the way they made the pretzels, amazing. And my stomach is grumbling. Number 9 is Goshen. And no, none of this Legoland shit. I moved. My notebook just. Fuck. I moved from when they were still before, I think even before they were settling on it. Goshen was always a great place to go. If it was where we would go for diners, we would go to find new cars, Goshen was a great place. I went to a shitty school, which was BOCES, Raymond C. Kramer, but with the exception of that horse shit, it was great. I love Goshen, miss Goshen. Would I go and visit away from, not the Legoland, but visit old friends that from other, the flea market and stuff. There was just different places that I really missed that Goshen had, and probably gonna visit one day, hopefully. That is my father. My father was one of the builders, one of the construction people, a part of Walkway Over the Hudson. That was rewarded by David Patterson, the 55th governor himself, which was really cool. Awesome. I awesome thing. Proud of my dad. Wonderful. Number 7 is Lake George. Lake George is gorgeous. I've been there for my cousin's wedding. Loved it. And I loved every second of it. Wonderful people. The townspeople there in that, the area, wonderful. Couldn't have been nicer. The diners around, awesome. Just chef's kisses. Number 6 is Warwick. Warwick is what's cool is Warwick is, when you go through Warwick, you go to West Milford, which I talked about in my top 10 favorite New Jersey areas. Warwick is very personal to me because it is where my grandparents are buried in the cemetery. That's where they're resting. The best shop where I ever went to. Good people. There might be some people that are from Warwick that I went to school with to the shitty BOCES, but the working people, awesome people, awesome working people that I've met at Warwick. If it is the people that work in the ShopRites or just people, that wait on us at McDonald's or whatever, awesome people. McDonald's. I'm just saying a random restaurant. Next is Duchess Marketplace. Duchess Marketplace is heaven. Best flea market I have ever been to. It is where I got my Little Monsters. It's where I finished my Little Monsters collection. I still gotta get the soundtrack, but just like, awesome people, completely different people. I love Duchess Marketplace, and that is in, I believe, Fishkill. Number 4 is Albany. Believe it or not, I think Albany is one of the most prettiest places I've ever visited. We would always go to there because parents always had to, there was always something we would always just go to Albany. Like, I remember going to Albany a few times, and I just loved every minute of it. I loved the landscape. I love how, I know yous might love the city, and I love I love the knowledge of the wise guys and, the 5 families, but I am such a fan of the completely, I love, I don't like, and Albany could be known as, Albany's known as different from, I don't know, I always liked the difference of New York. I always liked the country, the carefree country style of New York. And Albany might be city, but it seemed more country to me. Number 3 is the Finger Lakes. Very peaceful, beautiful, very wonderful experience. Number 2 is Smithville Flats. Smithville Flats was an area my uncle lived in, and my late grandfather, and it was best people, best Walmart. I talked about the festival they would always do every bicentennial, every Independence Day. Smithville Flats is awesome. And number one, I gotta say, it's more in the Westchester area, but it's Sleepy Hollow. The most astonishing, most experience, like most, just it is the best time I ever been into New York is Sleepy Hollow. Because I remember I had to go through surgeries a few times, and a lot of the times were in Sleepy Hollow, and beautiful every time I would go. I love Sleepy Hollow. Oh my God. It's wonderful, in my opinion. So those are the top 10 places, top 10 areas I love in New York.